This presentation is to accompany the book Consumer Behavior, a Primer by Gail. An important component to self-concept is appearance. Standards of beauty varied between cultures. In ancient China, small feet were a standard of beauty. To attain the standard of beauty, little girls' feet were bound, resulting in disfigurement. The feet were disfigured and made to fit into fashionable footwear of the times. Small feet were required to fit into these beautifully embroidered shoes. In modern times, in the United States and many other parts of the world, women choose to wear uncomfortable high heels that can cause harm to themselves in the long run. In the United States, white teeth is a cultural standard of beauty, and marketers offer products to help consumers attain them. In parts of Southeast Asia, flashing a smile of teeth stained from chewing betel nut informs others that you are rich and can afford to buy betel nut. People who have all their teeth are ugly. They look like cannibals who would eat a person. This statement reflects the cultural standards of beauty of the Dinka and Nuer tribes of Sudan. The Dinka and Nuer tribe of Sudan remove 6 permanent lower teeth of their boys. It is a painful procedure done with a fishhook. Originally, it was meant as a way of feeding children if they contracted tetanus or lockjaw during epidemics. But when tetanus became much less common, they still continued to remove teeth because it made the person more attractive and also served as a rite of passage to adulthood. Standards of beauty not only vary between cultures, standards of beauty also change over time within cultures. Let's take a look at the American standards of beauty over time. This was the standard of beauty for women about 100 years ago. An 11-inch waist defined feminine beauty in the early 1900s. In the 1960s, all things British influenced the cultural standards of beauty in the United States. In the 1970s, Beverly Johnson became the first African American woman to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine. MA was the world's first plus-size supermodel. In 2004, the Dove campaign for Real Beauty was launched and generated quite a bit of attention. The campaign included advertisements, video, and workshops featuring normal women of different shapes and sizes. The purpose was to encourage women to be comfortable with themselves, to celebrate natural beauty of naturally occurring physical variations. Unfortunately, there were some rather nasty reactions to the campaign, as the emotionally laden scribblings on this billboard shows. Here is a beauty makeover.
Okay, folks, so very quiet, please. Cameras rolling, and we're recording sound. Slated?
Kind of rap.
Oh, wait a minute. Sounds great. Go ahead.
During the Victorian era, thin lips and small mouths were the standards of feminine beauty. Not anymore. Today, full lips and generously proportioned mouths are the standards of beauty. If you happen to be born with full lips and mouth, then you're lucky, because you're born with physical features that are currently in style. In the 1920s, the American cultural standards of beauty included very thin Marlene Dietrich type eyebrows. That all changed in the 1940s. Thicker eyebrows like Joan Crawford's were in style. In the 1950s, we see Marilyn Monroe's arched eyebrows. The 1960s goddesses of beauty ushered in heavier eyebrows. In the 1970s, Pamela Anderson has thinner brows. The 1980s, and Madonna with thicker brows. 1990s eyebrows seem to be thinning from the 1980s. Angelina Jolie's eyebrows in 2011. In 2011, eyebrows can be made beautiful by perming and tinting. Yes, you heard that correctly. You can perm and tint your eyebrows. Cultural standards of beauty for men has changed through the years. This includes athletes, movie stars, politicians, business leaders, and even toys like G.I. Joe. In previous generations, men went to the barbershop to get a haircut. Today, men go to the hairdresser to have their hair styled, permed, colored, streaked, or tipped. It's okay for men to wear makeup. Jack Sparrow wears eyeliner. Pete Wentz of the Fall Out Boys shows us how to put on guy liner.
Shoot was for people. They told me it was actually people's 50,000 most beautiful people. It's nice to just be in the top 50,000, you know? Stoked. It was all about the eyeliner, which is called guy liner. I wear eyeliner just because I started wearing it because I felt like it tested some boundaries and it just like looked cool. I've been called everything that you could ever think of. Make one up. I've been called that. I don't know. Sometimes I just decide not to wear eyeliner, and it bothers people when I don't, and it bothers people when I do. And I mean, I like being that kind of person, so. I think that eyeliner's had a resurgence with guys because you see, like, Johnny Depp is Captain Jack Sparrow, and he's rocking eyeliner.
Perfect. There you go. Straight and forward.
The guide to putting on guy liner, first step is you take your sharpened pencil and apply it around your eye. The second step to putting on guy liner is to smear it, because when you're a guy, you don't really want your makeup to look perfect, which usually isn't a problem. And the third step is to smudge the eyeshadow on. So the fourth and final step is to go to sleep and you wake up with perfect eyes, because day-old eye makeup looks way better.
Cultural standards of beauty set the ideal. If consumers fall short of the ideal, they can avail themselves of marketing solutions. Botox can erase the furrows that form on foreheads as a result of a lifetime of expressions. Even celebrities, celebrated for their impossible-to-attain beauty, look rather normal, like everyday people, without their makeup. Here is Pamela Anderson, Madonna, Christina Applegate, Cameron Diaz. This marketing service is available to consumers to reach the ideal cultural standards of beauty.
Hi there. If you're here, you probably know that body grooming is a sensitive issue. Grooming your back, chest, demands a certain delicacy that may have been difficult to attain. Until now. The Philips Body Groom has a sleek, ergonomic design for a safe and easy way to trim those scruffy underarm hairs, the untidy curls on and around your as well as the hard-to-reach locks on the underside of your and let me tell you, this whole issue used to make me quite uncomfortable. But these days, with a hair-free back, well-groomed shoulders, and an extra optical inch on my well, let's just say life has gotten pretty darn cozy.